Hello and welcome to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. Now, there was a showdown during and after the national tree planting event on Saturday between Governor Mike Sonko and some members of the executive. And of everything that went down, this was my favorite statement.
Wanasema ati Sonko hajasoma. Lakini mawaziri wangu sio wamesoma. Sioni ma-technocrat. Sioni ma-elite.
So watu wanasema Sonko hajasoma, and in response, yeye amesema watu wake walimsomea. That sounds like a true definition of my learned friends. I love the sound of that. I love the sound of that very much, because you do realize that we can use this idea to solve unemployment. You can look for a job with your friend's academic credentials. Imagine that in a hospital situation. Ni vizuri sana mmekuja kuniona. Thank you very much. Your brother is doing fine. I conducted the surgery very well. Pancreas ndio kidogo ilinisumbua kufikia. Sikuwa na pliers. Lakini we sorted that out. He's out of the woods now. Asante sana daktari, that's some good news. No, miss your daktari. But don't worry, my best friend is a surgeon. Hata hivyo ni kazi nimeifanya sana, ama carpenter. Unajua ribs za binadamu ni sawa na zile za kitanda. Now, in other news, Zari Hassan was blue-ticked, she blue-ticked actually gospel musician Alex Apoko, popularly known as Ringtone, who tried to woo her with a Range Rover. Now the Range Rover was not the problem. Zari is said to have imagined her name if she was to get married to Ringtone. Zari Hassan Apoko. Even Ringtone does not use that name. Ringtone atumiangi hiyo jina. And tuambiane tu kweli. Ringtone is also too ambitious for life. Zari was married to Diamond Platinums. Can you imagine moving from nenda kamwambie jinsi nampenda mi imagine moving from that to our very own jamani inaniuma. Imagine, surely. That's like moving from Ed Sheeran to Jaguar with nothing in between. Now, also the guys who attacked the former chairman of the Nairobi Central Business District Association, Timothy Morioki, in Nairobi last week, rushed to court to seek protection. The interesting thing about that whole story is that the police offered money to citizens to help in catching them. As in, polisi wasema watapeana pesa kwa mtu mwenye atawashika. Nyinyi hamwezi washika, nyinyi mtupatie pesa tuende tuwashike. See, what's happening to the police? Just the other day, we heard a story of police screaming to be helped they had been attacked by thugs.
Anti-corruption official identifying himself to the public and desperately trying to explain why they are here. This is after the traffic police turned against them and started shouting, "Help, help, these are thugs, these are thugs."
Polisi walikuwa wanapiga nduru ati wasaidiwe, ati wanapigwa na waizi. Alafu Dennis Okari is so poetic about it. I'm sure the police didn't scream like that. Ati help, help, these are thugs, these are thugs. It didn't happen like that. See, now the police, after all that, are offering money to be helped in getting the bad guys. Imagine that in the most basic form. Umekaa tu mahali, alafu a police officer approaches you like, excuse me gichana, ule jamani kama ako na bunduki. Si nikupea kitu kidogo unikamatie yeye alafu. What's happening to the police? And now the subject of our show tonight is a story. It's actually a story that we've talked about over time. It's long overdue on this show. I've mentioned several times of the title Beauty Minus Breast. This is a cancer story, a story about cancer survival. And I know most of you are wondering what a comedy show has to do, satire show has to do with talking about cancer. Why don't you find out? Join us on the second part of the show with Beauty Minus Breast herself, Mrs. Dorcas Kitoto, to break this down even further. See you on the other end of the break. Welcome back to the weekend edition. I'm Dr. Kingori. The subject of our show tonight is health related, and our guest, actually, I should say, is the most awaited guest on the show and probably the most hyped interview. We've talked actually about beauty minus breast on this show several times, and she is here with us tonight. Dorcas Kitoto, ladies and gentlemen. And Dorcas likes to be referred to as a cancer remnant. Alikuwa nayo, long story, akapona. But one of the most interesting things aliniambia before we got to the show is that watu wanatumianga excuse, especially breast cancer. Men use that as an excuse to break up. I know men are petty, lakini ati watu wanatumia hiyo excuse ya mtu ameenda tuseme amekatwa breast, so msee anasema yeye sasa relationship imeisha. And she told me a very important point. Yeah, apparently that's very mean, kwa sababu people don't pay dowry in installments. Watu walipiangi body parts, like ukienda kulipa dowry au semangi hapo nitatoa ng'ombe mbili. As in kunanga hiyo. What advice that?
First of all, thank you for having me here.
Karibu sana.
And I thank God. And don't reduce your voice so much. You are scaring me.
I've reduced my voice.
You have, and I'm the one missing breasts here, not you.
Oh, sorry about it.
So it's not like you are feeling sorry for me. Please don't.
No.
I'm okay.
Easy. I'm easy.
Yes. Now you look easy.
Oh,
you can now move.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Now, in fact, that is one of the main challenges. Spouse desertion. And I've been wondering, the minute you are taking off because the breasts are now missing, when you visited the mother-in-law or parents-in-law, if you did, because some men are living with borrowed wives. Yes. Okay. So if you visited, did you go like, now for this part we are taking this? It's a package. You get a wife as a package. So anything happening, you are answering. So taking off is mean, to say the least. So I would advise men, whatever happens, because by the way, there is also breast cancer affects men. So okay. What if the man lost his breast? Should the wife leave?
I don't think men pay too much attention to their breasts, but there is something else that if they lost, they will be very careful. and that's it. You started your journey in 2005.
2009. Oh, sorry. The
yes.
first lump I felt in 2005.
A lump.
Yes, a lump.
And that really scared me. Mm-hmm. That means pimples zote za kawaida.
And it was not even a pimple.
Yes.
It was not visible. It was a bit uncomfortable, like it's not pain. The doctor says it's not called pain, it's called discomfort. So when I went for checkup, it turned out to be milk. I was expectant, by the way. So it was the milk forming. So we ignored. Got the baby, breastfed the baby, and after that, again, another feeling of a lump. I go back again, they say it is still milk. But there was something that they called it fibroadenomas. By the way, anytime you hear that word, ladies, fibroadenomas, take care, because it's what, with time, developed to malignant. Before it becomes cancerous, they refer to it as benign. So the first test after breastfeeding, benign. Then again, after that, I realized, now I saw a visible swelling when I was having a shower. And by the way, let me point out at that point that it is very, very important to know your body. How many of you look at yourselves and know how you look?
No,
if you've never done that, other people look for them. Yeah, they may not tell you what they've seen depending on the circumstances at that time.
So
between the
when checking, please check out for pimples.
Yes,
Pimples
that is one,
misplaced.
or even, what do I call it? Anything that is unusual or abnormal that you've not been seeing before. Like the nipples would be sunken in, something like that, and they have never been like that. So you see, if you're just bathing and not looking at yourself, one time you may be shocked that, when did this thing get here? So it's very, very important.
Oh, so you should,
on a
every
monthly
time
basis.
you check, you must note the last scene.
You can, yes,
How it was last. Yes.
you can note in your subconscious. You don't have to have a notebook where you're writing.
Oh, okay, yes,
No,
yes,
but
yes.
it also depends on
Like,
one's
mbona hii
memory.
haiko vile niliiwacha?
One person's memory. You know, some people's memory. Yes.
If you forget, you can take a picture.
Yeah. So now the doctor says it is benign. Then after I've seen a visible swelling, again I go back for checkup. Remember that one was benign. Now it is malignant. Malignant is the one that is now cancerous. Okay? So I have two results, malignant and benign. So I go for a third. So there's no harm in seeking second or even third opinion. The doctor confirmed. I underwent chemotherapy. Yes. A very, very stressful procedure. In fact, that is the time most people lose their lives. Daktari.
Why are you?
Are you a medical doctor? Because if you are a medical, then you will be answering some of these questions.
I have answers. I have answers to some.
Yes.
Yes.
So chemotherapy, that's when most patients go down and don't come up again. So as a person, I have a lot of question marks concerning that, but that is a story for another day. So I underwent chemotherapy, radiotherapy. This is now 2009. So it was first surgery, the right breast. So the left breast was okay. Then after the surgery, then I underwent, what is this? Why don't you remind me?
The surgery is when they remove the breast
yes,
first.
yes. The whole
right,
breast.
Yes,
Yes.
the right one.
Mastectomy.
They remove the right breast.
The right breast.
Yes.
The procedure is referred to as
Ya
mastectomy.
kulia. Sema the right.
The right. You are confusing
I'm
that right.
saying, no, I'm saying because in Kenyatta, when you talk about the right one, inaweza maanisha either hiyo hii ama ile ulikuwa unafaa utoe.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I get you.
Yes.
Yes. So after chemotherapy, by God's grace, in fact, it was not medication that got me out of the whole mess, because it's God's grace, by God's grace. So I pulled through, underwent radiotherapy. Again, after that, then there is this, depending on certain factors that only medical doctors can explain, then I was put on drugs, oral, for 5 years. Yes. Okay. Then I took that. Then after that, come the year 2013, I began feeling a very, very severe pain on my spine. So when I sought medical advice, they could not see anything. I went for bone scan. And by the way, one of the things that happen when you begin a long-distance disease journey.
You told me you don't call them
Yes,
terminal.
I don't call them terminal diseases, because that is like giving a verdict that you cannot get out of it, yet God has the powers to reverse.
Yes.
So when where was I?
My most interesting bit, I'm waiting for you to get to the point where they were slicing, they were cutting off the other breast because you felt that unatembea na swag sasa for balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this pain, there is this severe pain on my back, and I can't place it. Is it because it's cold? Then let me see. I really tried not to go to hospital, but in the end, the pain was too much. So after tests, they realized there's nothing. Oh. But on this side, they mentioned fibroadenoma, which I had had in 2009. So I said, this is what I had before. So I don't want to hear about it. So I tell the doctor, even if there is nothing wrong with this side, because they are mentioning fibroadenoma, and yet there is pain, they can't establish where the pain is. So I decide. By the way, sometimes you will become your own doctor. If you rely on human doctors, 100%, you are doomed. So that time I decided, now I think because God endowed me with the, you can see, I was created when there was still much soil.
Yes.
Yes. So, my own feeling is that like perhaps there's a swag. I'm leaning towards this side that is causing my spine to perhaps move this way. That is now Dr. Dorcas.
Yes.
Yes. So, I tell the doctor, why don't we do away with this? Now, in my mind, I've had fibroadenomas, which I did not want to hear again, once bitten. Then, in my mind, I want to see if it's the swag that is causing this.
Like this, yes.
Yes. So we undergo surgery. And now both of them are
balanced.
Yes. Good. They are now balanced. So I'm listening. You know, you can listen to your body.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm listening to my body. And that was 2013. And to date, there's no pain.
You've been fine.
So you see,
yes.
Why don't you clap for
Yes.
Dr.
There's a doctor in you actually.
So now I'm
Dorcas.
balanced. That swag is no longer there. Because I'm now balanced.
You're fine. You're
Yes.
balanced. Kabisa. And the reason why we are doing this show is because probably to give hope to all the cancer patients when you're who feel that all hope is lost. Because apparently, as I've heard, there are doses of medicines, a cancer, that go up to 250,000 shillings.
Yes.
Per dose.
I heard that from a patient.
What causes breast cancer?
Breast cancer or cancer in general, one is aging. So I don't know how that one can be.
That's why people remain 18 forever.
Yeah,
I didn't know
think
it's a cancer prevention measure.
One of them I read was aging, then there is family history, then there is diet. Those who like sweet things, like myself. When one is not getting regular or enough exercise, those are some of the things that.
Okay. Okay.
So food.
Okay. And there's a phrase that sometimes is very controversial to say, that God helps those who helps themselves.
Yes.
And maybe God helps those who help other people. What are you doing yourself as a cancer remnant to help the other people who are suffering?
I registered, or together with friends, we registered an NGO known as Patients Assistance Medical Pool, basically to assist those who cannot afford medication or those who cannot go to hospital. So through well-wishers, we get a patient who is perhaps stuck, cannot. By the way, if you can get yourself to hospital, count yourself blessed. There are people out there who cannot, because if there is no 20 shillings for Sukuma Wiki, what business do you have even going to hospital? So these are the people, we go out and look for them.
And that said, I think
And
it's a
take
very
them to
important
hospital.
point, and I'm very passionate about this. NHIF cards really come through for people. As in you can come through for your people up at home. Come after speaking to you, after we talked about that and having seen cases of people who have not been active on NHIF, I promised myself that every month, I know kuna mtu pale nje hawezi afford kulipa hiyo kadi yake ya NHIF ikue, simple because 500 bob may seem like a little amount of money, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I personally am going to get at least 10 people on the roll ya kuwasotia NHIF cards zao every month. Thank you. Before you even get to helping, chagua tu mtu. If you have a budget unaweza spare, hiyo ni personal. Make a decision. Tafuta mse anai need wewe, personal decision. No one even needs to follow up. Tafuta 10 people you can spare kitu wasaidie kwa health, kwa sababu when you're sick, yes, you are poor. It doesn't matter uko na pesa ngapi. Si ndio? Na sasa way forward say all the cancer patients, all the
just like you say,
provoke, chokoza. You can talk to the president by
I can talk to the president. In fact,
machines.
I've always wanted to talk to the president. God bless you.
Yes.
Your Excellency, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, Kenyans are suffering. Most of them cannot afford medication, cannot afford healthcare. It is too expensive. Through Patients Assistance Medical Pool, kindly help us help the sick. Kindly. I have a proposal that will help us achieve this, and I would be waiting to hear from you.
Now, sometimes people ask me, tukikutana na watu, wanauliza, sasa wewe hiyo mambo ya cancer, unataka tuchekee wapi? Ni awareness, mazi. Ni awareness. Sa ingine hata tukihave fun na people are suffering, that's immoral, I think. That's evil. So some of these shows zenye si tunafanyanga once in a while. We'll have fun, nini. But then, once in a while, lazima tukam kwa show yenye, vitu zenye hatuwezi ignore. Hatuwezi ignore. So basically, that's it. Beauty Minus Breast amekam kwa show leo. Mrs. Dorcas Kitoto. Unaweza mtafuta, where can people look for you, people wenye wanataka help?
0714 801 297 or 0722 22 9027 or 0